Hello everyone and welcome to another Arsenal Fan Down Under video, people, where we are reflecting on the last match in the Champions League, a 2-1 victory in Seville, and looking ahead to Arsenal's match tomorrow against Sheffield United and discussing how we're feeling at the minute as Arsenal fans looking at this present situation. So really solid win, people, in Seville, beating Sevilla 2-1, as I mentioned. Gabby Jesus, some incredible pieces of play to get us those two goals when he spun his two defenders that he was competing with there in the middle of the pitch and was able to do that incredible turn, spin into space, release the ball to Martinelli for him to round the goalkeeper and score. That was just an incredible moment, people, and just a real microcosm of what Jesus can bring on the football pitch with that incredible touch, the explosion, the ability to mesmerise and tantalise and manipulate the defender out of position and do something in a heartbeat. It's just very enthralling to watch Jesus when he's playing like that. And it was just an incredible moment and a great goal. And then the second goal, his second piece of incredible skill when he was able to cut inside on his right foot and curl that shot into the top right corner. Incredible. And the team did so well to just ride out the storm because Sevilla were coming on strong towards the end. And to get that second win in the Champions League, people, is just what the doctor ordered. It gives us that little bit more comfort in our group. Obviously, we're now top of the group, 1 point ahead of Lens. Having played 2 away games, you just feel like keep ticking off these wins at home and we should top this group, which is ultimately the aim. And yeah, great comeback, people, after that disappointing defeat in Lens a few weeks ago. But moving ahead, people, we're obviously playing Sheffield United at the weekend at home. And again, it would be awesome if the boys could keep up the momentum and get another victory. And I'm hoping that they will. I think that they will. You can never take anything for granted. But I do want to see, people, a front foot, positive, confident display from Arsenal. Yes, maintaining our style, maintaining our control and our ability to dictate the tempo of the match, but also looking to deploy our dangerous, dynamic players who can potentially find weaknesses and spaces in the Sheffield United defence, thinking of Saka and Martinelli on the wide areas, and also Martin Odegaard in the middle, just picking the through balls and constructing the moves, keeping them moving. That would just be incredible, people. If we could get that attacking dynamic marrying up again, then I'm confident that Arsenal can get the win against Sheffield United, who have been struggling somewhat lately. 1 point from their opening 9 matches. Yes, they've been competitive against some of the big teams. They tested Tottenham, Manchester City, Manchester United, just losing by the odd goal in all of those 3 games. So they are clearly competitive and they clearly have a legitimate game that could frustrate Arsenal. So I'm hoping we can find our ways, people, of creating enough chances to put the game out of sight. So that's what I'm hoping for, people. It'd be nice if the Gunners could really send out a strong performance just to keep us in the mix with Tottenham, who obviously play early this weekend on the Friday. And if they were to win that, they open up a 5-point lead. So we do need to win this one at home to Sheffield United just to keep us in the mix and in that leading group in the Premier League title race. Okay, people, curious to hear your thoughts about this match and how you think it'll pan out. Just before I go, people, I will leave you with my starting 11, what I would go with for this one. So I think in goal, that's the big question mark. And there has been a lot of debate about this one, people, the goalkeeping position. And I mentioned it in my last video. And I honestly feel I'd give it to Raya now, because I just feel as if he might be at a slightly higher level at the moment with his goalkeeping than Ramsdale. And I know he has had 1 or 2 slightly nervy moments. But overall, I've seen enough from Raya where I think he's a really, really top goalkeeper. I love his distribution. I think his ability to pick these long-range passes and the accuracy and the weight on these long-range passes, people, I think has really gone under the radar. Like in that second half against Man City, he really was finding his rhythm with his kicking, and I really do feel that is a strong area of his game. And also, I do think he can come out and command his area, take his crosses, decent shot stopper. So I just feel like let's see how he goes now in these next few matches. I'm not averse to rotation, so the odd Premier League game, bring Ramsdale in, the odd Champions League game, just to keep it somewhat of a rotation system, to keep Ramsdale involved. Maybe 70% of the games play Raya, 30% play Ramsdale in these Premier League, Champions League games, and then give Ramsdale the Carabao Cup matches. I think that's a fair enough blend, but I do want to feel like Arteta backs Raya a little bit, gives him his run in the team, as he seems to be. But I'm definitely for that. So that's what I'd go with, people in goal. Then right in midfield, I would go, so right back, Ben White. I think that's a fairly seamless pick. I don't think there can be many disputes on that one. Then Saliba Gabriel, much the same. And then I'd go keep Tomiyasu in at left back. Did really well against Sevilla. Very solid defensively. We know about his ability to shadow a winger, his ability to track them, intercept, tackle. Excellent marker, man marker. So I'd keep Tomiyasu in there. And then in midfield, I would go with Rice in the 6, and I'd go with Vieira again in the 8. Now, ideally I would. So I'm just thinking about this one because Vieira hasn't played much since the international break. So I'm not sure if he was even in the squad against Chelsea. I don't think he touched the grass against Sevilla. So to throw him straight back in, maybe it's not the game for him. But if he had played a bit more in the previous 2 games, I'd say this would be a great game for Vieira against the team bottom of the league. Give him a run out in the team. I would like to see it, but with him seemingly not being favoured at the moment, maybe it's not quite the right time. So maybe, it's tricky, people, because Havertz, his best position has looked in the striker position up top. And this is one area of concern for me, people. It is this slight lack of depth that we seem to have in the midfield area. Because if I think about it, what other options do we really have right now apart from Rice, Jorginho in that, and obviously Ødegaard further forward? So that brings me, people, it's a wild card, but I'm going to go back to what I was initially thinking and have Vieira in the 8 and maybe Rice in the 6, Ødegaard in the 10. And then I'd go Saka, Martinelli and Havertz, I think. Because given the fact Jesus came off with a slight hamstring injury, let's give Havertz a run out. Let's see what he can do against Sheffield United. I think he's growing into things at Arsenal. And I feel like his combination play, his link-up play, will help Saka and Martinelli as well. So that's what I go with, people. I have Trossard as a strong option off the bench. Smith Rowe, can bring him in. And I guess Smith Rowe is another option in that 8 as well. So if Vieira, for whatever reason, isn't fully fit, I would consider Smith Rowe as well. So give Jorginho a rest on this one. I'd like to see him. I don't want to see Jorginho play 3 times a week, given the fact he is slightly older, in his 30s. And I want to keep him for those big moments when we need him, like in a Champions League match or in a top-end Premier League Big 6, traditional Big 6 fixture. That's where I want to see Jorginho really come in, and I think Partey may still be injured. So that's the front 6, as it were, people I'd go with, midfield strikers. I'd go Rice, Vieira, Ødegaard, Martinelli on the left, Saka on the right, Havertz down the middle. Okay, people, I'm interested to hear your thoughts on everything that I've said there, the lineup, how you feel the Gunners are tracking at the minute, and yeah, let's hope we register that 3 points, people, at the weekend. Peace, love.